if you designed the way people live to be more efficient, you could cut their food costs by a third. By a third. And they'd be not only just as happy, they would be happier because the food that they did eat would be fresher. We are at a point right now, we don't have to wait for anything. We already have everything we need, and this is going to happen guaranteed. 100% of serial murderers and serial rapists will now be caught probably in the next 12 months. Think about that. There's a study that says 1/3 of household food is wasted. This is important because I've been saying forever that the way to balance the budget is to figure out how to lower the cost of living a high quality life. Now, do you know why 1/3 of the food in American households is wasted? Well, a variety of reasons, right? But one of the big reasons given is that you have to drive to get the food. In our system, you have to get in the car, you got to plan it, and you go and drive and get some food. And what does that cause you to do? Well, it causes you to buy more food than you need today because you don't want to drive every day. So you buy a bunch of food. Some of it goes bad before you eat the stuff that you like the most. So there's something about your food being far away from where you want to eat it that causes 1/3 of it to be wasted. There are other factors, so that probably doesn't explain the whole third. But that's the hypothesis for why it's so wasted. And it was I saw this in the context of how to design a proper future city where your food is close to you. So you can just walk outside. So let's say it's 4:30 in the afternoon and you want to eat dinner at 6. You just walk outside, 10 minutes away, there's a market, you grab a bag full of fresh food, and you go eat what you bought today. So if you designed the way people live to be more efficient, you could cut their food costs by a third. By a third. And they'd be not only just as happy, they would be happier because the food that they did eat would be fresher. So I think there's a gigantic opportunity to lower the national debt because if you can lower the cost of living in general, then all of the people who need a little extra help won't need as much help. And that's where most of our money's going. Did you hear about the pillowcase rapist? So there was somebody named the pillowcase rapist because he would put a pillowcase over his head many times. And he was a serial rapist. There were lots of unsolved rapes. And he was just caught, they're pretty sure they caught him, because his son got in some legal trouble and they got the son's DNA. And as soon as they ran the son's DNA through the database, boop, they found that it matched close enough to be a close relative of whoever was the actual rapist. And then it was a simple matter to find out that that guy's father also had some prior criminal record in that domain. And then it was easy matter to pick him up, test his DNA, and they got him. Here's my point to all this. We are at a point right now, we don't have to wait for anything. We already have everything we need, and this is going to happen guaranteed. 100% of serial murderers and serial rapists will now be caught probably in the next 12 months. Think about that. We now have the technology that if we have some DNA, and I would say that in the case of a serial anything, you're always going to have DNA, right? Serial rapist, you're going to get some DNA somewhere. Serial murderer, you're going to get some DNA. All right, guaranteed. You're going to get some. If they keep doing that kind of crime, you're always going to get some. So in the next 12 months, thanks to companies like Othram that can do this kind of thing, they can look at a database and find out if you're related to anybody and then track you down. 2020 is the year. Think about this. This is enormous. 2020 is the year that 100% of serial violent crimes get solved. All of them. Every one of them. I don't think we'll have a single one left on the books by the end of this year. I mean, just think about that. That's mind-blowing. You know, I predicted years ago in my book, The Dilbert Future, that all crime would be solved in our lifetime. And here's the first concrete example. All serial crimes, violent ones, will be solved. All of them.